and welcome in episode 9 of our umbraCoffee. And today we have a special guest straight from Greece, and it's hard to pronounce his name, but he allowed us to call him Sot. So welcome,
Yes.
Sot, in umbraCoffee. And what's interesting, Funk, we are covering 3 time zones right now.
First time.
First time with 3 time zones. Callum is in UK, I'm in Poland here, and Sot is in Greece. It's possible. And as usual, we will go through the Umbraco related news and announcements made this week.
There's been loads.
It's been a lot of them. I've tried to cover. I covered probably all of them. So hopefully we'll have a time to jump through all of them. And I will start with the first one. So Umbraco 7.7.9 was released on Tuesday, if I'm correct. It brought one new feature, which is the grid editors filtering, and a lot of the small issues fixed. So yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to check it or play with it, but I will do definitely. How about you guys?
The grid editor filtering thing is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and it's actually been the pop-up that comes up when you hit to add a grid editor. It's already been it's been there. The capability's been there to filter for a while, but it's never been tapped into. And I was going to make a package out of it, never did. I'm very glad this is now coming to core.
Well, I haven't even used the grid editor, never. So I'm not the one to judge if the update was good or not. I usually didn't find any use for the grid editor because clients need more restricted things here, so I'm usually going with custom fields or nested content, and that's it. So I can control the layout.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, I think it must be very helpful for people that use it.
Yeah, when you've got a lot of grid modules, grid editors available to you, and you're creating, like, if you have 100, let's say, it's quite a lot, but you had 100 options, finding the right one is really tricky. Now you've got a nice little search. You can just go tap.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and if you haven't played with the grid yet, definitely it will be a better user experience for you right now. If you will build a lot of grid editors, you can just search through them, and we have multiple sites where we have a ton of them, and it's really helping us out right now. We had also an HQ New Year redemption this week, streamed live from HQ, with a little problem because the initial meeting was set up as not as a webinar, but as a meeting, and it was limited to 100 people only, 100 viewers. But our community helped for other people to watch it, and we've spoke about it before going live, that we've used the Kevin's and Bob's stream to check it out live, and a huge kudos for Kevin and Bob for doing it, because it's opened the whole stream, not only for those 100 people who are live. How we can summary the redemption? Were there anything new for you guys there? Anything, I don't know.
I think the thing that stuck out for me most, and it has been mentioned before, is they're dedicating a lot more time and resource to documentation now. So they're going to create a documentation team built up of community members and HQ members, and they're going to be working together to improve the documentation. That's fantastic, because over the past few months, we've seen the documentation getting the love that it really needs, but they're now kind of doing it in a more official capacity, which is excellent. There's a lot of partner related and kind of HQ related news, trainings and stuff, but that was the specific thing that stuck out for me, that's going to directly impact the community in a big way, kind of instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. It wasn't anything surprising for me, because we had Rune here who also revealed some of those new plans for 2018. It's good that it's moving to the more pro approach in HQ at all. There are new people coming in. There will be new people coming in, and yeah, we are just looking forward to those.
I think it's frightening how many new people are coming in the Umbraco HQ. It's terrifying, because the company is just growing at a very high rate, and when I say frightening, I don't mean it in a bad way, of course. But but I'm waiting to see where it will stop. You know, because they announce 3 or 4 hires every month. So
Yes.
it's probably double or tripled in size until now.
Yeah, but it also can mean, in my opinion, that there were a lot of roles to cover.
Yes, of course.
And just right now, it revealed. It wasn't revealed earlier. Right now, there are specific people responsible for specific things, and there is no. I don't know. There is no one is responsible for hundreds of things, and because of that, it's something missing, or I don't know, something
Yes.
don't have enough love.
I definitely feel more safe now that more people are on it. And I'd really like to add to Callum's remark about the documentation. I think that was the most important aspect of Neil's speech yesterday. The documentation suffered from a lot of things, one of which was that it was seldom updated. So, and there are some things inside that many people search and find, a lot of to-do notes that have never been filled. So it would be very good to have a more full documentation for people to look at.
Yeah, that's true. And thinking about product, because product is also evolving, not only the theme and company. I had better surprise seeing how Umbraco looked on the tweet which Neil shared one day. It was about some new reveals around Code Garden and tickets to it. But I've used the CSI functionality of Google Chrome, and I've zoomed here, and we can see how it looks right now. And it's obviously a screenshot from the version coming, V8 probably, and we can see drop down with languages and some new features. It looks better and better each time when Neil reveals everything.
And he's been talking about that for 2 years now. I think. Yeah, his first thought about the language interface change was around 2 years ago, and we were all anxiously waiting to see how it will.
This is gonna be how they introduce the segmentation. So if your segmentation is for variants, so variants of fields, being able to say, okay, these are different versions, and it could be for a different language, or it could be for breakpoints, or whatever purpose you wanted to use, different like A/B tests. The thing that struck me the most about this tweet by Niels is he teased us just before Christmas about this with like a mock-up of exactly how this is going to look, and it looks exactly the same in this mock-up. However, if for the super attentive people, this is in Chrome now, and previously this was just a screenshot. This is now an actual working version of the back office. It's got a URL. It's got using Umbraco 8.local there. So he's got a version running. This means this thing is actually alive, living somewhere.
Yep, and we have a nice separation of fields here. It looks like it's getting there. It's a version on which they are currently working on, and yeah, we can also feel safer right now that it's under development, not only in their minds. I think.
There's this open in split view link there as well, next to a variant. So you can maybe open 2 languages side by side, and that will make a really nice editing experience.
Exactly. And speaking about evolvement of the product, what also brought my attention was an amazing week of community PRs. We saw James South's activity around performance and massive announcement of the PRs, which are making Umbraco 8 times faster in some of the areas. And yeah, I was personally amazed by the whole talk and discussion behind each of those PRs, because we as a community members who are maybe not so active lately and not building the core functionalities all the time, we can see how the process looks like right now. And it, of course, we can see amazing gifs here, but also a discussion and adjustments made by the contributors who are willing to help a tool which is open for discussion and Yeah, I really read it as a really nice book and knowledge source, because I've learned a lot from the code changes here, and I've learned how the process looks, and it will be definitely helpful for me or for anyone else who wants to create something for Umbraco Core.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a trend starting up here about people performance profiling stuff and making performance-related improvements, because we've seen it over the past few months. James South's been quite actively looking at the relevant Umbraco mapping tools out there, so Ditto and Models Builder, and he's made his own one, Mapper, and he's been really focusing on the performance of those things. And since that, he's then started to look at Core. Lee Kelleher's also been doing some stuff around performance on Core, and I think this is going to be a trend over the next few months. Us people in the community deciding they want to improve the performance of something rather than adding features or fixing bugs.
Yeah, I'm educating myself in a topic of .NET performance right now, because I've attended some of the events .NET related, not directly Umbraco related, and there were amazing talks about improving application performance by changing something in the code. I've installed some of the extensions to my ReSharper plugin, and I can see right now where I've made mistakes. So if everyone creating software can point those mistakes and solve them and make them more efficient, right now the timing of time of work and speed of the application is also important, but also speed of delivery. So if we can deliver software really in high speed, and it will be working in high speed, we'll be happy, and our clients will be happy.
Maybe we should talk about some of the packages, kind of the other great community work that has been going on. So one that we noticed this week was IP Restrictor by Coben Digital. They're the guys that are also hosting the Umbraco Down Under Festival. This is quite interesting, just a way to IP restrict the back office out of the box. It's kind of similar to one of the packages that Cogworks have built, which is SiteLock. SiteLock is designed to lock down your website without a lock down access to your website unless you log into the Umbraco back office. There's a couple of others around as well. I know Joshua Richards has built a package called Shield, which does a few things, and there's an IP restriction functionality in that too. But that's quite an interesting package to see. A Zendesk chat plugin surfaced this week.
Yep, I've checked it, and it's really simple implementation of bringing live chat functionality to our Umbraco installations and using third-party tool. It's something what I was using creating custom partials in couple projects, and right now we have a potential and possibility to configure it straight from the bank office. It's cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. And another one, Phone Manager, which is a way to display certain phone numbers for marketing purposes, etc., and different phone numbers for different purposes to your front end users, which is just a nice. I guess someone's had to build something that they needed in their own project, and they've decided this would be useful for some other people, so they've put it out to the community.
Yep, and it plugs into the personalization groups package made by Andy Butland. So it can create a personalization group and just serve the specific content for if it will target the specific group configured in the package. It's really cool. And of course, we had a release of a new version of Autonote, which is made by Sot. Yeah, so maybe it's a good time to talk about your involvement in Umbraco development and package development, because we know you as an author of Umazel Starter Kit and also some of those amazing packages which I've personally used in a couple of my past projects. So tell us more about your current development, about your plans for the nearest future.
Well, actually, it all started with the Umazel Starter Kit, because I really wanted to create something to show an example of how Umbraco could be made more modular and more easy to handle. So I started with an approach that included sections of the pages, put one over another like Lego blocks, like pieces of a puzzle, and they were used to create a page, so they could be interchangeable or change places and create more pages in this manner. So during developing this starter kit, a lot of reusable code started to pop out, and modules, packages started to evolve from this design. So I ended up with two original packages. The first was AutoNode, and the second was Virtual Node. The Virtual Node package is the one that hides some parts of the URL when you call the page, so you don't have to see the whole path. And then it came other secondary packages like Node Restrict that restricts you from adding a document type too many times under a parent, and you can customize how many times you are allowed to add it and the messages that Umbraco will show you. I'm currently planning on releasing a second version of the Umazel starter kit, and I'm sure that more packages will occur during this development, because when you develop something, you always find things that can be streamlined into a separate functionality and be published for others to use, and that's my goal. I wanted to have people use what I use when creating sites. So I'm trying to invent as many packages as possible from my own work. And it's what I wanted to stress is that it's not only about package publishing. I'm trying to sell, quote unquote, a different method of approaching development with Umbraco. I created this content sections approach, which to be honest, I copied from a company that was already creating Umbraco themes. Uskind is the company. So I copied some elements from their approach and I created my own. So I'm trying to set an example about, on how Umbraco can be used to be more modular, more granular. I would like to say that I'm coming from a different ecosystem. I was working for many years with the DNN CMS, so I'm trying to use all the good points from there and integrate them into Umbraco, because each CMS has its good and bad aspects. So I believe that in 2018 I'll be able to have another version of Umazel, of course compatible with Umbraco 7.6 and up, and some new or updated packages that will come with it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan, and yeah, keep up the good work. And I think that it's really important to learn about others people's approaches and go, because we are doing exactly the same. We are shipping what's possible to be extracted from our clients' work to become a packages helping for other people, and we also want to learn how other people are doing things. And what's the most important part, I think, and the outcome of all of what we are doing is that Umbraco is learning how people are doing things with Umbraco, and it can just become I don't know, the change made a change of mind in specific areas of the product after all.
Yeah, we've seen that already with nested content. Yep. Too many people used nested content, so it was included in the core. That's a very good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, there's some great lessons that we think we could learn from not just the Umbraco community as well. Like I've said before, WordPress has been around for a very long time, but other CMSs, you mentioned .NET Nuke and there's other platforms out there that I think maybe we can actually take inspiration from. There's certain things that these things have done very, very well in the past. Maybe not great, but there's things that maybe we could take ideas, concepts, and make them better.
Yeah, and it can be a good transfer to our list of topics which we have left to mention, because you've guys mentioned nested content, and Matt, who was our guest last time, released a nice article about using nested content versus stacked content, which is a next package released by AMCO. and it opened a lot of minds because people were using nested content for what stacked content was created for, and that's why stacked content was created. Yeah, we'll list all of the links about which we are talking about here underneath the video. But yeah, it was brought to our attention during the week. And we had a lot of other topics and informations to cover. I think that the survey where we can did you vote for installer and background image on the login screen by default in the Umbraco 7.8?
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah. So we have this survey. We had a script released this month. Callum, what we had more. We started selling our Polish festival tickets. It's going good. We have sold more tickets for people from outside of Poland than from Poland right now. So that's good. It means that it will be really, really international. And speaking about blog posts, we've seen Wilhelm's post about 5 main areas, focus areas in her role as an Umbraco CEO. And yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed was a fantastic blog that Sot, you actually wrote and posted in the Umbracian Slack channel from the developer economics blog. It was posted a while ago, but actually, I'd never seen it before. I read it, and it's a really, really interesting analysis of kind of why we should choose a CMS. What are you actually looking for, and maybe
I was trying to be as objective as objective as possible. So but I couldn't resist highlighting some Umbraco features that really make the difference. So I think it's only natural for people who are using the product to be inclined to to make it stand out more. So I think people that read it and understood what the difference was. If you see the comments underneath, you'll see a guy that's a WordPress professional, and he took it a little bit personally and started. We talked with this guy. I know him actually, and he started, laying out all the reasons why WordPress is not as I present it to be. And stuff like that. It's only natural, again, because he's a WordPress professional. He's gonna support his own CMS, but it's not a war. It's a matter of choosing what suits you more in every case.
Yeah,
and I think Umbraco has a place there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're getting to the end of our time. We also had a meetup in New York City, which is not performed often. We had a Polish representatives there who sent me a nice greetings from there because I've helped them to arrange this meetup. So yeah, we'll try to be active next week, and if there will be anything what you want to be mentioned here during our episodes, let us know. I've created a Slack channel after some suggestions in surveys on our community Slack. So if you want to talk about what happened this week, or you want to discuss about stuff brought to attention here on this video, jump into the Slack community channel called umbraCoffee. Let us know about your activity in the current week and help us collect the material for the next episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So thanks, Sot, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the better weather in Greece right now. Yeah, we are all discreetly jealous for
oh, don't be. Don't be. You don't want to be here in the summer, that's for sure. Not in Athens.
Yeah, I was there last year, and I was amazed. I love Greece. Yeah, and yeah, see you next week.
All right. Fantastic. Yep. See you. Have a good Friday, guys.
Have a good Friday.
Bye.